Good morning, all you wonderful money masters out there. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm your host, Steve Rhodes, coming to you live from the TFNN Television and Radio Network. All you folks out in Spokane listening to us live, we are so grateful for your presence here today. Everybody else, we're grateful for your presence as well. You can watch us on TigerTV. Go to the homepage at tfnn.com. You'll be able to see my screens. I absolutely am going to teach you something. It's a wonderful Friday. 11-11-11. You think there's going to be a few folks playing the line at the craps table in Vegas? Of course, gambling's all over the country these days with casinos. But hopefully you're having a great day. I really do appreciate you kicking your day off with us. And it's Veterans Day, and just simply want to honor each and every veteran out there. If you're listening, thanks so much for your service to our country. Thanks so much for serving someone greater than yourself, because, folks, that's really what it's all about. That's what it's all about here at TFNN. And, what a great veteran. We've got to salute Tom O'Brien as well. And, and one of the things that I wanted to maybe talk about, with it being Veterans Day, because it's really all about leadership, if you will. And leaders create transformation. Take a look at the stock market, right? If you're investing in the stock market, one of the things you're looking for is leadership, right? So it's all about leadership. It's all about you becoming a leader. It's all about, and when you take a look at leaders, well, at least when I take a look at leaders, leaders create transformation. You take a look at just, what we have going around here. I mean, TFNN is a continuous, ongoing, each day transformation. So great leadership that we have around here. What do you have going on in your life? What do you have going on in your world? And one of the great things about leadership, or the real measure of a leader, is in my opinion, is in the number of leaders that you create. It's not about the followers that you have. And we want to grow our follows here at TFNN. We absolutely do. And we would really appreciate you telling, 1, 2, 3 folks each week about what, the show, about what it is that we're doing, just having them go check us out at TFNN, maybe trying some subscriptions, helping people to, get from where they're at to where it is that they want to go. And for us, what we want to do through our teaching, through our education services, what we want to do is be able to teach you to be a great leader, to be able to understand these charts, the roadmap that's in front of us, how to play these different patterns that are out there. We really want to be able to create more leaders. And I want you to be able to do that as well, because you can take everything that you learn here, everything that you learn elsewhere, and be able to create great leaders. And when you take a look at, what has been created with inside the TFNN franchise, and that's what this is, folks. It's an absolute franchise that we've got here, coveted franchise for sure, and I was honored to be able to sit in for Tom during the second hour yesterday. And if you didn't hear that show, it's archived for sure, but had a great caller. We had Ed Young that called in. Now, for me, really great honor. I really admire Ed, all the work that he's done and everything that he's got to deal with and going through. And so it was such a nice surprise to actually, have Ed Young call and just chat for a bit. But, there's a leader. You got Basil Chapman. Basil's he's a great leader. He's going to be up for 2 hours today. He's going to be doing his normal show from 11 to 12, and then he's filling in for David White. David White, another great leader. A guy that's out there creating and teaching, creating new software to make things easier for each of you that are trying to learn ABC patterns or Gartley and butterfly patterns, or just simply understand Confluence. Great trading technical tools to absolutely help you each and every day. And so the list just goes on and on and on. And so you take a look at what Tom has done. Tom has been able to transform things. He's been able to create great leaders that come out of here. And we want you to be able to do the same thing. And one of the key traits, if you will, that a great leader has is vision. It's all about being a visionary and a role model. And you know how important it is each and every day for you to wake up, for you to be able to create the vision that you want. I mean, it is your dream. The world that you live in. I got some great quotes from one of our listeners in Hawaii, and I was reading them while I was grabbing a bite to eat last night. And so I'll put some of those things together, some really, really, really cool. And I love the interaction that I'm able to have with our guests, with our listeners, folks that will either send an email. You can always reach me, Steve, at tfnn.com, or you can always call the office, or you call live here, and you can be a co-host, if you will. You can maybe stretch your muscle of doing something that's a little bit uncomfortable each and every day, because that's how you grow. We're all about growth here, and so it's about being a role model And I want you to be a role model for your friends, for your families, for just others, your coworkers, whoever it is that's in your life, because, you know, and I want you to be a visionary. I want you to help them envision how they can make their life better. Because when you do that, can you imagine, can you picture if that's really what everybody in our world we're doing? We're trying to figure out how to be a better role model. We're trying to create visions visions of success that they could then be able to empower themselves to communicate powerfully, persuasively. You know, that's another key thing about a leader is you want to be able to move people. You want to be able to move them emotionally. That's why I like to be able to, I don't take things personally, but I make everything personal. You know, if you can catch just that little bit of twist, and it's all about the communication that we have with each other. And so, you know, please call in 877-927-6648 and absolutely help others grow through success and failure. You know, from a trading strategy, you know, success is a strategy. I don't care whether it's trading or whatever it is that you're doing in life. And so that little, you know, thing about learn through your success and through your failure, you know, if you complete this sentence, you're only as good as your last what in trading? You're only as good as your last trade? Is that what you think? Well, how about you're only as good as your last successful trade? Isn't that what you're really thinking? So when you talk about being able to be a leader and grow through your success and through your failure, what I'm really talking about, what I really want you to understand is I want you to learn how to fail successfully. In fact, when you can, you know, those folks that are listening that right now are afraid to trade, maybe you're trading on paper, maybe you're getting some statistics together or whatever it is that's holding you back from trading, it's certainly going to be one of your two fears. Your fear of not being enough, your fear of not being loved. But mostly, okay, what I want you to be able to do is if you knew that you could succeed 100% of the time, would you take action? Would you absolutely take action, folks? If you could succeed at anything you wanted to do 100% of the time? I'm guessing the answer is yes. When it comes to trading, your belief structure might be that you don't believe you can win 100% of the time. I'm here to tell you, you absolutely can. What you just have to do is you have to just learn how to fail successfully. Well, fail successfully, folks, is where you have to totally wrap your head around, where you actually have to see it in action, where you actually have to experience it and do it. And that's understanding that 1% rule. It's understanding that you don't risk more than 1% of your capital on any trade. When you do that, folks, you would need hundreds of losing trades in a row, because it's only your available capital that you would always be trading, before you would totally run out of capital. You'd never let yourself get that far into it. You would say, my trading strategy is bad here, but your risk strategy was good. And so you want to be able to understand how to do that. There's several ways for you to accomplish that here. And I don't care whose trading system it is, you're trading. What you want to be able to do is you want to be able to limit that risk. You want to be able to not just limit it, but you want to understand how that will help you to fail successfully. And then your winners, folks, because trading is absolutely running a business. And when you run a business, how many of you out there are entrepreneurs, have owned your own business, have had to make payrolls? Maybe you're just a one-man army. Nothing, this world is full of one-man armies. On Veterans Day, are you kidding me? One-man armies all over the place. But no matter what business you have, you've got spoilage, even if it's running the business of your house. There are things you throw out every garbage day. There's meals that you cook that you throw out each day. Folks, that is money that's going out. You cooked successfully. You bought successfully. It's just the way that it works. And when you can make that change from a trading standpoint, then your next move is just to figure out, where do you go? How do you get from here to there? That's what we're all about here at TFNN. The futures are up this morning. We're going to go take a look at some trend lines, some Fibonacci areas. We'll take a look at some candle patterns. We'll take a look at anything that you'd like, that you might have a question about. But we're absolutely going to learn about the money game. We're going to learn about the trading game. And I just simply, today of all days, of any day, I just simply want you to be a leader out there. I want you to have a true, deep sense of purpose like we do around here. And so grateful again for you to join us. So if we go take a look at the markets right now, what you've got is you've got the S&P up about 14 points or so. NASDAQ looks like it's up about 18. And if you're looking at my chart here on the screen on Tiger TV, what you're going to look at is you're going to look at the ES Mini. This is the daily chart here on the ES Mini, trading out right now at 1251.75. Now, where is this going? Where this is going to, folks, it's going first to the 1253 area. That's going to be the 0.618 retracement of its last leg down. And the last leg down is really going, the ES Mini here, let me come over here with my cursor, made a high on the 8th of October, moved down with a vengeance on the 9th. The high that it had on the November 8th candle was 1275, moved all the way down. Yesterday made a low in the 1218 area. So what you do is you just simply take your Fibonacci ruler. If you don't know what that is, it's our ruler that has basically, from a contraction standpoint, has really three different areas that you look at: 382, 618, and 0.786. And what you'll find out is this sacred geometry works. You want to be able to have that in your bag. You want to make sure that you've got these tools available to you on whatever trading platform it is that you're taking a look at. And the 0.618 area is 1253.48. Now, what's up just above that today? If we take a look at, real nice pop, it's going to be light volume out there. It's going to be easy to push these markets higher with light volume. And 1263.05 looks like it's on the horizon. If you see the S&P, the ES Mini contract get up there, another reason why it'll get up there is it's going to run right into the bottom of that blue trend line that you see that's out there. And folks, we're not looking for the exact price. We're just looking to be right in the range, real close. So, folks, thanks for being here. We'll be right back in just a few minutes. Be a leader out there. Have a great Veterans Day. Salute those veterans. Pat them on the back. Give them a hug, because we love everyone serving somebody else greater than yourself. We'll be right back.
Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
X-Story Gold Mines, an NYSE Amex-listed company trading under the symbol XG, is slated to be the newest gold-silver producer in Argentina. X-Story is forecast to produce more than $250 million in bullion annually, beginning in 2013, at a cash cost of less than $200 for each ounce of gold produced. That forecast will make X-Story one of the highest margin operators in South America and a sector leader in the mining industry. X-Story has $50 million in its treasury, having spent over $60 million to date on drilling and engineering. The ultimate size of its Argentina discovery could be determined by year-end, as results from the 6 drills operating at the site are fully assessed. To find out more about X-Story Gold Mines and their exciting growth potential, click on their banner on the front page of TFNN.com or check them out on the NYSE Amex under the symbol XG.
TFNN is proud to bring you the cutting edge of newsletters. Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks. Ken is a top-down investor who lets price and volume in the major stock indices tell him when to be in the market and when to be out. By using his unique blend of fundamental and technical analysis, Ken will protect your hard-earned capital while realizing breakout gains. Go to TFNN.com today. Click Investments and Newsletters and get Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks free for 2 weeks.
Are you looking for some extra cash to help pay off some of your bills? Let Tiger Metal Exchange convert your unwanted jewelry to cash. We pay out 80% of the market price for gold. Our payouts are the highest in the industry, more than double our largest competitors. And we've created the safest, easiest, and most straightforward process for converting your jewelry to cash. Log on to TigerMetalExchange.com and get your free scale, your free eye loop, and get the cash you deserve now. We provide a free online calculator that converts your jewelry to cash at up-to-the-minute spot prices. We insure your items for up to $75,000 per shipment free of charge. We videotape the entire valuation process so that you can view it online. You can call us toll-free at 866-618-8888 or log on to TigerMetalExchange.com. Let Tiger Metal Exchange put more cash in your pocket without ever leaving the comfort of your home. Join the list of thousands of satisfied customers and go to TigerMetalExchange.com. It's the only click you need to make.
Are
Are you looking for a precision edge in the market? Something that can stack the odds in your favor? Then look into Larry Pesavento's new trading newsletter, Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind. In each weekly issue, Larry explains what's going to happen in the markets based on the pattern he sees developing and gives you actionable trade ideas based on those patterns. Plus, you'll get his detailed analysis on a variety of markets and sectors, including stocks, treasury bonds, the gold market, oil, the dollar, the forex market, and more. And you'll get the Technical Corner segment, which is a short but powerful weekly training session on trading. You'll get access to all the patterns Larry is seeing in the markets, plus the Astro Harmonics and powerful Bradley stock market model that Larry utilizes for less than $5 a day. An extremely potent combination that will give you just the edge you've been looking for. Try Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind absolutely free for 2 weeks. Go to tfnn.com and click on the free trial link at the top of the page. That's an $85 value, yours free when you register right now. Get Larry's Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind and get the edge you've been looking for.
Give the gift of silver. This holiday season, TFNN and Great Panther Silver want to give you the gift of silver. From now until December 30th, TFNN will hold a drawing once a day, 5 days a week, business days only, and one lucky entrant will receive one of these beautiful coins that we will mail to whomever you desire. Winning one of these extraordinary coins could not be easier. There's no contest and no gimmicks, just a simple drawing, allowing you to give the gift of silver this holiday season. Go to the front page of TFNN.com for details. This segment is brought to you by TFNN. Don't forget, you can test drive all the newsletters for free at TFNN.com.
It's always better when we're together. Yeah, we'll look at them stars when we're together. Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
It absolutely is, folks. Welcome back. 877-927-6648. You got the Dow futures up about 120, S&P's up about 14, NASDAQ about 26, and what I'm looking at now on my screen here is the U.S. dollar Japanese yen currency pair. Love trading this currency pair, and you know it really is all about the currencies. It's how we value things in life. You know, with our dollars, our yen, our pounds, our euros, whatever it is. And when we take a look at this, is a trade that my clients and I got into sometime. Let's see here if I can grab my cursor here. We got into the trade on the 28th of October, going into the weekend. And what we were looking at there was on a monthly chart. Actually, let me just go ahead and see if that pops up here. Let me just change this to the monthly chart real quickly so I can show you. So what I was looking at on the monthly chart and why we entered this trade here is if you take a look at the month of March 31st, 2011, what you have there is a hammer candle. Now, a hammer candle only occurs at the bottom as you're moving into a low. And on a monthly basis, you want to be able to take a look at monthly candles, monthly hammers, monthly bearish engulfins, monthly bullish engulfins, because those are very, very strong candles. Those are, you know, if you take a look at a chart, it's where you've got battles that are going on all the time. And what happens is these candles represent, you know, it's the art of war, if you will. They represent battles that are ongoing. And what's so cool is they help you in your trading. They help you to understand, you know, where to take a trade, where the right reward to risk is. Sometimes some trades get away from you. Sometimes you don't get in. You know, in this marketplace of volatility, you talk about don't worry because there's another trade coming a day or two later. That is absolutely the case. When we take a look at this trade here, and the reason that we entered into it, as we were going into October 28th, the last day of the month, if that was the last trading session, actually the yen was trading down just a bit, but it looked to me like that hammer candle was going to hold. And so we went ahead and we entered into this currency pair trade. We did it through an ETF, and lo and behold, you know, the Japanese government went ahead and intervened. So let me switch back here to the daily chart that we had up. Intervened, and we had just simply a huge run-up. You know, the yen went from 75.56 all the way up to 79.53. And, folks, that's a huge currency move, especially in a one-day period of time. Now, as it got up there, you know, we went ahead and we moved our stops up. We took a portion of our profits off the table, you know, because that was a wonderful gift that we had received. We kept a portion of our trade open, waiting for some additional signals. Well, the additional signal that we got was on November 2nd. when that trading session ended, because we had a bearish engulfing pattern. Now, you can only have a bearish engulfing pattern where the candle itself, in this case here, if you're looking at that red candle or whatever color it is, where my cursor is on your screen, totally engulfed the body of the prior session from November 1st. Once we saw that, once we had that signal, we went ahead and took the rest of our profits off the table, because what that was signaling to me was that we were going to see this Japanese yen US dollar currency pair start to reverse, come back and do just simply a normal pullback. Well, the first pullback that you would see is at the 0.382 level. That's where we had our bearish engulfing pattern form. And so from my standpoint, that candle really suggested to me that the market was going to continue to move higher, that this was not going to be an A, B, C, D up, only retracing back to the 0.382 area, because of understanding the battle of those two candles. Interestingly enough, you know, this was occurring on the Japanese yen chart. Well, candlestick pattern, you know, really is all interpretations from Japan. You know, this Japanese candlesticks have been out for thousands of years. And so this is it's a true system to understand what's happening on the battlefield of the charts, and you want to be able to use that, and you want to be able to use that in your trading system. And now what we can see is those three areas of retracement, those Fibonacci rulers, if you will, that we have, the 382, the 618, and the 786. Well, the 618 is the next stop. Now, as the yen gets stronger, and that's what we're taking a look at here, the dollar's getting weaker. As the dollar gets weaker, because the yen is the second highest currency inside the U.S. dollar index, you know, that's going to influence the dollar getting weaker. The dollar gets weaker, our markets go up. We'll go take a look at the euro as well. But where we see the yen going down to is in that 77.07. Now, if there's a big push today and we get down to 77.07, we're going to have a wide range bar. And as you come into a retracement area, if you've got a wide range bar, what that's telling you, folks, is you're going to have a little deeper retracement. It would be a normal retracement for this thing to pull back to 76.41. Folks, we pull back to 76.41. My clients and I will be back in the yen trade for sure. 877-927-6648. We'll go see how these markets can open. We know they're going to open higher, and we'll go see where they're going to head to when we get back. We'll be right back, folks.
Look at them stars and we're together. Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
Hi, folks. This is Tom O'Brien. If you want to get great trade setups in equity as well as the option market, come over to TFNN.com and test drive my daily newsletter, Market Insights, for 2 weeks absolutely free. Each trade setup comes with a profit projection as well as stock placement. Included in Market Insights is a Twitter alert service. This allows you to take advantage of intraday setups. Volatility is back in the markets. What does that mean to you? To me, it spells short-term opportunity each and every day. The days of trending up on lighter volume are gone. We have come off the highs with volume across the globe. Don't get caught in a complacency trap. Many of the indices have given back 2 months of trading in 1 week. We have a trader's market. You can take advantage of this trader's market by test driving my daily newsletter, Market Insights, free for 2 weeks. Market Insights will give you the edge you're looking for in the markets. Go to TFNN.com, under newsletter, hit the Market Insight tab for your 2-week free test drive right here, right now.
Homeowners, did you know a burglar could break into your home and get away in just 5 minutes? A locked door may not be enough to keep a thief out of your home. Think about what you can lose, and then think about this. Now you can get a free security system monitored by ADT, the leader in home security. Pick up your phone now and get free hardware, free medical and fire alert, and free activation. It's an $850 value. Just call Protect Your Home, your authorized ADT dealer, at 1-800-949-8207. You'll get 24-hour protection, and there's no cost for parts or activation. So call now about a free security system monitored by ADT. Call 1-800-949-8207. $99 installation charge. 36-month monitoring agreement at $35.99 a month. Call for terms and conditions to this offer and protect your home license numbers. Call now. 1-800-949-8207. That's 1-800-949-8207.
Did you know that the price of gold is up over 24% this year, while the GDX, the Market Vectors Gold Miners ETF, is actually down 1.4% this year? Not all gold stocks are created equal, and not all gold stocks move with the price of gold. In October, Tom O'Brien recommended a buy of FCX in his gold report, and only 6 trading days later advised his clients to close the position, profiting almost 22% in this one trade. During the same 6 trading days, the price of gold was barely up 5%. Tom O'Brien's weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, gives investors the inside edge they need to profit in this gold market. Each Monday morning, Tom issues a gold market update at around 9:30 a.m., then issues a full report each Tuesday afternoon. For as low as $75 per month, you can gain access to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report. To order your gold report with a free 30-day trial subscription, log on to tfnn.com today or call 877-518-9190.
What type of investor are you? Conservative, moderate, or aggressive? No matter your investor personality, your overall portfolio should reflect your financial goals, time horizon, and your risk tolerance. Help ensure your portfolio is appropriately invested with an asset allocation plan from Morgan Stanley Smith Barney. Simply picking the right stocks is not enough. Research has shown that choosing the right proportion of stocks, bonds, and cash is essential to the success of your long-term investments. Morgan Stanley Smith Barney believes a carefully selected portfolio can lower your volatility and increase investment return potential. Find out about what asset allocation and a Morgan Stanley Smith Barney financial advisor can do for you. Call Angelo O'Brien, financial advisor and certified financial planner of the Clearwater, Florida branch at 727-441-6108 today to discuss your personal financial needs. Asset allocation does not assure a profit or protect against loss in declining financial markets. Investments and services are offered through Morgan Stanley Smith Barney, LLC. Member SIPC.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
It's always better when we're together. Yeah, we'll look at them stars when we're together. Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
It absolutely is, folks, and we are off to the races. We got the Dow opened up. It's up 170 points right now. You got the S&P's up 16, Composite up 28, the small caps up 8. Let's see, percentage-wise, you got the Dow leading the charge. It's in front by a nose. And, you know, one of the things that you want to pay attention to today, in my opinion, is you want to take a look at Apple and see how Apple is trading. And so let's go ahead and pull that chart up here on the screen. And right now you've got Apple trading out at 384.69, actually, you know, trading down. So you've got the markets up, and you got Apple actually trading down. So what's going on inside Apple? Let me pull this up on a daily chart here, and let's take a look at what Apple is doing. So first, and folks, you know, you've been listening to me at 9 o'clock or maybe the Money Master show that follows this, the time when I do. You know, what I first pointed out on Apple, the importance was, with regard to these candle formations, is understanding this island reversal candle pattern formation that Apple created. And it's a formation here where you have a gap up from a prior day, and then you still have an open gap, and then at some point in time, usually it's the following day. It's got more meaning, quite frankly, more power when you've gone sideways for a few days, as Apple has done here, and then you gap down. And so now you've got more folks, more shareholders stranded that went ahead and bought Apple either on the 14th, on the 17th, or on the 18th. You know, and you take a look at volume of shares. You had 31 million shares, 24 million shares. So what's that? 55 million plus another 20. So you got 75 million shares, okay, that are stranded on this island in that $400 area. It's only trading at 380, so not that big of a deal, right? But where Apple is going, where it's trading to, and what it's going to do today, and where Apple closes today, folks, is going to give us a pretty decent indication of what is to come, what it's doing, and what we were talking about when it created that. We know when Apple was coming out with earnings, and we took a look that we had 3 gaps in Apple. The first gap occurred, folks, so we're talking about a 3-gap play, or maybe you haven't heard about that, and that's where a stock gaps up at 3 different times during the leg up. In this case here in Apple, the first gap was from October 7th, the October 7th trading session. The high on Apple was 377.74. The low on the following trading session on the 10th was 378.21. So a little bit of a gap. hard to maybe see on your screen right here, but if you go take a look at your charting software, you'll see that you've got a gap out there. When do we have the next gap? We have the next gap really in the next trading session. You closed on the 10th at the high of 388. Well, 388.81 was the high. You also closed at the high. Next day, Apple gaps up again. The low on that day was 391.50. So you got another gap of about $3 or what have you. But it's important to understand that because, you know, there's some power in understanding these candle patterns. And then finally you have your third gap. Apple has its third gap from October 13th. The high was 408.43, also closed at the high. The next trading session on the 14th, the low was 415.27, a pretty big gap. So now what you have going for you is you have that three-gap play. Earnings, and then it moved sideways for 2 additional days. Earnings were coming out, I believe it was, after the bell on the 18th. Now, how I put this together, and we were, even if you went back and you listened to the archive on one of the shows on the 18th, what we had also, we had a three-gap play, but we had a high-volume low. High-volume low being October the 4th. That's where Apple is headed to right now. Even with the markets being up 177 points, Apple is headed a little bit lower at least. How much lower? Well, we'll find out. But what we had going on here, you had a three-gap play. You had volume at the bottom. It was telling us that no matter what was, and you had Steve Jobs passing away. You know, what more did you actually need to maybe say, okay, I'm going to go ahead and be short the Qs because Apple has such a huge weighting inside the Qs. And now what Apple is doing, it's making an ABC down. But yesterday, folks, it crossed the B point with volume. The B point was on the 21st, had 22 million shares. Yesterday, 26 million shares. It's going to complete this ABC pattern around the 373 area. When we get back, we'll go around the world, see what's going on, or give me a call, 877-927-6648.
Today, noon Eastern, join Nico Dahan as he features special guest Dr. Richard London, author of forthcoming books, Doctorate of Business Life, Creating Success and Wealth with No Limits. Also, great language, great life. Communicate to wealth, words, and create miracles in your life. Don't miss this important interview today, noon Eastern, on Living a Primal Lifestyle with Nico Dahan, right here on TFNN.
Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, co-host of The Money Masters with Tom O'Brien, seen daily at TFNN.com, author of Mastering Probabilities, a daily investment and trading newsletter, and teacher of The Money Game. Studies show that 3 out of 5 people are afraid for their life in trading these markets, and the number one reason given is fear of loss. Look, fear stands for false evidence appearing real, and the money game proves it. Lesson number 1, don't risk more than 1% of your trading capital on any trade. Why, you ask? Because 35 trades in a row where you risk 50 cents and make $1 are all you need to double your trading capital, versus the 230 losing trades in a row you would need to bring your balance to $100. Let me teach you more about the money game risk-free for 30 days. Go to the homepage of TFNN.com and click on my name, Steve Rhodes, for your 30-day risk-free trial. You were born to be a money master, and I'll teach you how. At Tiger Metal Exchange, we pay you more for converting your jewelry to cash.
Let's go to Brian in New Jersey. Hey, Brian, what's going on?
Hey, Tom, just want to let you know I did give you some jewelry. My jeweler offered me about $650, but you get a check in the mail tomorrow for about $1,200.
At Tiger Metal Exchange, it's all about honesty when converting your jewelry to cash.
Okay, let's go to Paul in Florida first. Hey, Paul, what's going on?
I want to commend you on the Tiger Metal Exchange. I just did a deal with you guys the other day.
Oh, good.
I'm very happy.
Well, I appreciate it. Now, Did you sell us jewelry or did you buy coins off us?
Yeah, I sold you jewelry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
What we weighted at was less than you guys said, so, you know, you're totally honest.
At Tiger Metal Exchange, we give you the tools to value your gold, and it's absolutely free. Call 866-618-8888 or log on to TigerMetalExchange.com. We've created the easiest, safest, and most honest cash for gold process. Tiger Metal Exchange. It's the only call you need to make.
Here's what people are saying about Tiger TV.
Let's go to John in Tampa. Hey, John, what's going on?
Hi, Tom. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. You having a good day out there?
A wonderful day. I love your Tiger TV. I watch it every day. I'm like a kid in a candy store.
Oh, man, I appreciate you out there watching it. How long have you been watching the Tiger TV?
I'm watching almost a month now, and it's wonderful.
It's pretty cool, isn't it?
Oh, yes, it's cool. You see the charts and everything. Thanks so much for the hard work.
Tiger TV, a great news service from TFNN. TigerTV.com. This segment is brought to you by South American Silver Corporation. For more information, just click the South American Silver Corporation banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
It's always better when we're together. Yeah, we'll look at them stars and we're together. Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
Welcome back, folks. 877-927-6648. You got the Dow up 200 points. The S&P's up 19. The composite up 32. Small caps up 10. You got Google up $5. Let's see. On the downside, Molly Corp, MCP, down $3.55. And we'll go take a look at that in a bit. Looks like it's, we'll go take a look at that. Now, what I have up on my screen here is a great store, Bed Bath & Beyond. Now, one of the things I noticed, I've got a weekly chart up on my screen, and Bed Bath & Beyond, you know, has completed or is very close to completing an AB equals CD up on the weekly chart. That ABC pattern here would have completed, you know, the exact number that it would complete. Give me a minute here to make it shorter, 6501. Where it got up to a high of was 63.83, so it got up to $64, and that ABC started down here at the low of $19. So starting at a low of 19 to get up to 65, that is good enough for me. Now, you want to pay attention to this stock, and trust me, don't short this stock. This is not a short here. It's had a nice run. It's trading at its highs. You know, everybody that's in this stock is, you know, loving the party because there are very few shareholders that aren't in the money on this trade. But what I want to do is I want to come back. We talked about a bearish engulfing pattern on the Japanese yen. Sometimes when you see those candle formations, even though they're bearish formations, folks, it doesn't mean that you are going to necessarily jump on board and go short. In fact, you're going to look at a stock, you're going to look for some areas of strength. Maybe what you're going to do is you're going to put it on your watch list because you're going to wait to see if it can come back to a pullback area, to an area where you have some volume. So on the weekly basis, you know, a monthly chart has got more meaning with regard to candle patterns, with regard to ABC patterns than a weekly does. A weekly has more strength in it than a daily does. And what's very cool, what's really important for your trading, what you want to do, and we'll especially be doing this when we get into a bull market. Now we're doing it just the opposite from a bear market because that's what we're in, folks, is that what you want to be able to do is, can you find synergy in the direction that the monthly chart and the weekly chart and the daily chart, and then whatever intraday chart that you might trade? Or you want to be, you know, if you've got synergy in all three of those charts, then you really are trading with the trend. You've heard the trend is your friend. Well, take a look at what's going on inside the chart as well and put that on your side. Now, in the case of Bed Bath & Beyond, not Best Buy, Bed Bath & Beyond, it is creating a weekly bullish engulfing. In order for this to complete, it means that Bed Bath & Beyond today has to close below, let's see here, the open for last week was 60.56. You're trading at 59.74. Then, if that occurs, what you might want to do is put this on a watch list. Now, when this it completed its ABC on the weekly candle here, if you go take a look at the week of April 30th, you did 20 million shares. When you came through that, the first time you came through was 16 million. Wasn't enough, so it hung out and it stayed around there, if you will. And then when it finally came through was April the 8th, 2011. Came through that B point with 26 million. That gave you the conviction, if you will, that you were going to go ahead and start completing this ABC pattern. Moves up a bit, pulls back on the week of August 12th, pulls back with 22 million. That was going into this weekly breakout that had 26 million, and now it's completed that ABC. So now if this is going to be pulling back, what you'd do is you'd want to go take a look at a daily chart. See if there's, because this has not broken a swing point on the way down. So it is not shortable. Don't short this stock. What you would be taking a look at, I don't know, my screen here is not updating on the stock, but I'll come back and take a look at that. So if we take a look at the daily chart, what you can see that you have out here, folks, you can see where you had a nice sign of strength on April the 7th, 2011. That sign of strength is shown because you have high volume. If you're looking at my screen, along the bottom here where you've got your volume bars, you can see on the 7th you did 12 million shares. The day before you did 4 million shares. You broke out. You've got this big wide window that opened. It's a gap, as we call it, and those windows usually get filled In the case here of Bed Bath & Beyond, that window got filled. It was closed, if you will, just like you'd have an open window. That window got closed on August the 8th, got down to a low of 48.75. It had 5.7 million shares. You know, it was going into that the day before the gap up, had 4 million shares, but it was really going against those 12 million shares. That gave you, you know, if I'd been watching this chart, that gave you, if I saw that gap, that gave you the signal to go ahead, because you had a weekly chart that said, hey, I'm going to go ahead and complete an ABC up. You then come back to your breakout area on lighter volume, and those are the type of charts that you want to take a look at, because they are great reward to risk trades. And in this case here, now what you'd want to do is you'd want to see if Bed Bath & Beyond can pull back to that area as well. So keep your eye on that one. Put that on your list. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and put that one on my list. So we've got that. Let's go take a look at Molly Corp out there. MCP is the symbol on that. This is a great stock that, well, it was a great stock. When I'm saying great stock, this is a great stock that David White had turned everybody onto here at TFNN in the early stages back, you know, over a year ago. I think it was back in the August, September time frame. And Molly Corp, when they came public, the stock ran from $12 all the way up to $79. You know, right now it's gapped down. We'll see what the volume is in the first, let's see, 20 minutes of trading so far. You've got 2.2 million shares. And what that's going to do, that's going to go attack the low that we have out here from October 5th, which has 7 million shares. So, you know, on a weak, light volume, folks taking the day off, honoring veterans and so forth, it'll be interesting to watch the volume on this stock and see how it handles coming into that low. But you can see here you've got signs, just as if a stock can have a sign of strength, you can also have signs of weakness. In this case here, okay, if you take a look at Molly Corp, its a sign of weakness was that high volume bar on September 21st. So it comes down with 25 million shares. Now, the low on that area was 41.33. And what does Molly Corp do? Molly Corp continues lower, but then comes up and it tests that area. And when it tested that area, it did that on November 4th, so just a few days ago, November 7th, comes up and tests that area at 52.91. It gets up to a high of 42.90, goes ahead and closes at 41.62. Well, that low of that high volume September 20th day, 41.33. What's it do the following day? Totally rejects it and then continues moving lower. So there were signals, there were signs out there. These chart patterns, folks, these charts, they leave us signs all over the place. The sign I want to give you, I love you being here with you. I love your presence. We'll be right back. 877-927-6648.
Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
As Tom says, go long, America. Now you can join TFNN and Barnes & Noble to keep money in your community. Purchase Tom's best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, your ultimate trading mastery system, before December 31st from your local Barnes & Noble store. And you will be given access to not just one, but two exceptional archived courses. Tiger Scaling, the Tiger Butterfly, and Gartley. The Art of Timing the Trade is more than just a book. It's an educational journey that will help you understand the Wall Street greed cycle and learn how to recognize profit from genuine price moves. So, for the cost of just under $30, you will receive in excess of $300 in trading education from Tom O'Brien, TFNN, and Barnes & Noble. And you will be helping to support an important local business, your local bookstore. If you do not have a Barnes & Noble in your community, then go to your local bookstore. We'll be sure to work with them to keep your purchase local. So let's support our local businesses. Keep money in your community and get a great education. But be sure to act now, because you have until December 31st to take advantage of this opportunity. Go to the front page of TFNN.com for details.
Would you like to discover the next great tech stock? David White, TFNN's technology guru, has just launched his new newsletter, The Technology Insider. In his newsletter, David will be looking for those shining stars that may turn into the next Apple, Microsoft, or Cisco. David combines his technology background as a software programmer with his market skills as a successful professional trader to give you this unique newsletter. We're on the verge of the next great tech run. With the Technology Insider, you'll be in front of the run-up and not lagging behind. David is developing a long-term investment portfolio. Therefore, we're only offering the Technology Insider as an annual subscription with a remarkable price of only $395. That's right, for a little over $1 a day, you'll receive the fundamental technology wisdom and technical trading skills of the Technology Insider David White. What are you waiting for? Go to the front of TFNN.com, click on the link on the front page, sign up for your 2-week free trial, and become a Technology Insider today.
Put the power of the Chapman Wave methodology to work for you. No matter what market you trade, what time frame you trade in, or your trading style, the Opening Call, Basil Chapman's daily market newsletter, is bursting with the information and trades you need to become a more successful trader.
I've been using Basil Chapman's Chapman Wave methodology for several years now. His Chapman Wave can be used for any time period for not only equities, but futures, currencies, commodities. I've been also a subscriber of his Opening Call, which I find an invaluable tool to help me analyze the potential of the market each day. He gives you opportunities to go short and long. It includes recommendations on stocks. I strongly recommend people using the Chapman Wave, and I very, very strongly support the use of his Opening Call.
To find out more about Basil Chapman and his Chapman Wave methodology, and to get your 2-week free trial of the Opening Call, a $64 value, visit TFNN.com today.
Great Basin Gold is a mining company engaged in the exploration and development of 2 emerging gold properties in Nevada and South Africa with a total resource base of more than 23 million gold ounces. Great Basin's Burnstone mine in South Africa opened in February of this year with a resource of 20 million gold ounces, becoming the first mine to open in the historic Witwatersrand Basin in the last 30 years. The Burnstone mine is projected to have a 25-year mine life and is fully financed, with production anticipated to be over 250,000 ounces per year at a cash cost of only $450 per ounce. The Hollister mine in Nevada became fully integrated in the 4th quarter of 2010 with annual production estimates of 110,000 ounces of gold per year over the 8-year mine life at a cash cost of only $527 per ounce. Great Basin Gold is cash flow positive and trades on the Toronto and New York stock exchanges under the symbol GBG.
Go Long America! Purchase Tom's best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, before December 31st. You will receive in excess of $300 in trading education.
It's always better when we're together. Yeah, we'll look at them stars when we're together. Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
It absolutely is, folks. Thanks for joining me. And right now you've got the Dow is, well, let me see here. I got to switch screens. You got the Dow is up 190 points. You got the S&Ps are up 17. Now, in our segment, a couple segments ago, we were talking about Apple, talking about how it's going to, complete an ABC down, or should complete an ABC down. Now, one of the things that it's done, and you want to keep your eye on Apple today for sure, is we have now tested the high of that high volume low. Oh, I got something in my throat here. Excuse me. And that was the October 4th high there, which is 381.80. And what we did so far this morning is we're trading right now at 381.72, so we're underneath that. And you're going to want to see where Apple finishes the day. We know that it should be light volume, just simply light volume in the marketplace. And it's not going to have anywhere near enough volume here, excuse me, to try to bust through this October 4th area. But the 1-to-1, A to B equals CD, completes its 373.40. Now, Apple's traded to a low today of 380.26. What Apple has, and we talk about bullish engulfing candles, bearish engulfing candles, and if you take a look at the trading session on October 5th, in the case of Apple, that gave you now the signal that its move down, if you will, was over with, because you had that bullish engulfing candle. That's what you had on October 5th. That body, okay, and a bullish engulfing candle is only going to happen at lows, totally engulf the body, which was pretty easy to do when you take a look at how Apple traded that day. But that gave you a signal. Now, the top of a bullish engulfing pattern should end up being support, if you will. In this case here, the top of that candle would be a price point of 379.82. So we were just a few pennies away as Apple pushed down this morning. If Apple rejects this area here, okay, and its work's not totally completed. You got a little bit of divergence where you got an 8, which you'd really love to see from a bullish standpoint. I'd really love to see one push down, complete the 1-to-1, A to B equals C to D, because what you've also got there, folks, you've also got a Gartley buy pattern. I'll bet you if let's go take a look at the trading tool that I've got out here, in that AB equals CD. You've got a bullish Gartley's buy pattern. So it'd be really nice to see Apple push down in there, complete that, reject that area. That would put some real juice in these markets today. If we go take a look at what else we have going on out there, let's see. We looked at Molycorp. Let's go take a look at Disney. Disney released earnings yesterday. Had both a good top line, good bottom line. You can see that what Disney's doing, it's over and above its swing point from October 27th. The high of that swing point was 36.60, 11 million shares. So far today, you've done 6.5 million shares. This is going to have the volume, and it is trading right now at 36.84. So you're going to want to see, now you'll get a confirmation of an ABC up pattern if it closes above that 36.90 on more than 11 million shares. So it seems to me like it'll do that. And as far as the retracement that Disney's had, a very shallow retracement, where it retraced back to 3-4 trading sessions after it had made that high. That retraced back on November 1st, got down to a low of 33.31. If we go take a look at from the low that Disney made on October 4th, we know that's a big date, and you take a look at from the low all the way to the high that it made, what you'll see, it's only a 0.382 retracement. The 382 came in at 33.69. So you get some juice behind Disney here, folks. What you'll see is Disney will then go attack its gap. So, amazing how these things work. As it completes its A to B equals C to D, you can see that Disney gapped down on May 10th. May 10th, it was trading the high of 44.13, and it gapped down the following day on 38 million shares. That's where Disney wants to get back to, right in that 42.13 area. Folks, thanks so much for being here. Have a great weekend. Stay tuned for Tom and I and the Money Masters. We'll be up in about 8 minutes.